Well, Nick, as we look forward, let us also look back to the week that was in the NFL.
Okay, so as you set this up, I'm going to take my headphones out because I'm hot. Okay? I got to take this hoodie off. So continue.
Okay.
Whoa. It's the moves. Oh my God. He's done this before. Nick has clearly done this before. Whoa. Woo! We got a little hair, too. We got a little chest hair. Yeah.
This is why it pays to watch us on YouTube.
This podcast is free, ladies. All right, while Nick was taking off his shirt, let's go back.
Evergreen statement.
Let's go back to...
Speaking of getting the party started.
For the victory lap, though. They ain't never seen nothing like this before. Lit the room when I came through the front door. Ask me if I stress overcome, what for? Train in the trees, please pardon my sycamore. Touch burning sands, cross lands, and stormy shore seasons in the year, yeah. Switch gears, with dipping headers in the rear. At the blood, sweat, and tears, and my goal so near. I see my victory so clear. I see my victory so clear. And today, we break through. 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 And today, we break through.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the only podcast in the world that covers all the grid of Formula One and the iron of America football. It's the Gridiron Podcast. As always, I'm Sean Barie. Joining me along this magical mystery ride is our NFL.com talent writer, and if you are watching on YouTube, he's the bald behemoth holding down the fort up in the land. It's Nick Shook.
Wearing sleeves.
He's wearing sleeves today. Is that an old school Cavs hoodie you got on?
It is.
Nice. I like it. It's hoodie
It's
weather.
just cold. I'm
up
cold
there in
here,
Cleveland.
dude. It's cold in my house. It's cold. I refuse to turn the heat up past 68 degrees, even though it's a pretty efficient home. And because I'm just
1 degree more, Nick. Just 1 degree more.
I am resisting the change of season right now, hardcore, and I just realized it's cold. So that's why I'm nice and cozy right now. I just need like a cup of, like tea or coffee, so I could drink it in my sweater. You know.
Need a PSL?
No, that's a little too sweet for me, but
Okay.
Anyway.
It's officially colder outdoors than it is indoors in Florida now, and that's just wonderful down here in Tampa. And then also holding down the fort up in Kimberley, British Columbia, it's our Canadian queen, Katie Caldwell.
Hi, friends. Great to see you again.
Hi, everybody. If you're new here, this podcast, we talk about Formula One and we talk about football, and we can kind of interchange as we go along. So we're going to break down, because we're recording just after the trade deadline has passed in the NFL, so we're going to break down the gigantic trades that happened across the NFL landscape today, of which there were a handful of gigantic trades. We'll break that down. And then also we got to preview the upcoming Brazilian, is it the Sao Paolo Grand Prix? It's the Sao Paolo Grand Prix. We're racing in Brazil, basically.
Yep.
Cool, thank you.
You got it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Leave me hanging.
Didn't
I
know that
love
was a
it.
call to action.
You'll never know when to jump in. It's okay.
Sure.
Funny story. This is episode 86, the Hines Ward episode, as we're going to call it. Funny story. Nick and I were in attendance as Hines Ward caught his final pass in the NFL. Pass number 1,000.
Wow.
Wait, that was the Steelers-Browns game that year?
That was the Steelers-Browns
game we went to
game.
after New Year's? Day after New Year's Day.
Yeah.
Oh, that was also when Rashard Mendenhall's career essentially ended, because he tore his
Pretty
ACL in that game.
It was snowing in that game, and Hines Ward caught a pass for -3 yards as the game was well in hand. And
Brutal.
That was catch number 1,000.
Brutal hangover for us that day.
Oh, that was a top 5 hangover of all time.
Private
Somehow
stock.
we still got to. I think it was Sunday night football, right?
No, it was just dark out, because that's how it gets in Cleveland in January.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a Sunday night game.
It might have been a 4 o'clock game.
Might have
but
been,
I remember
yeah.
because it was like kind of like a snow globe effect.
Because I don't think we would have been. It was definitely dark out, so it was definitely a 4 o'clock game.
It was dusk.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So perhaps a
and
4 o'clock game.
it was snowing a lot. There was a lot of lake effect snow, but that funny story. Nick and I were in attendance for Hines Ward last catch in the NFL, so we dedicated this
separately?
episode. We were,
Why?
yeah. We were both with our college significant others. Sort
I
of,
wasn't.
at the time. I know you weren't. I didn't know what else.
There was no tag on that one.
I didn't know what else to say. I was trying to keep it, I was getting a little PG over there. I was,
I keep it honest here. Keep it real.
I have many
giving you more
questions.
credit. There's a lot of answers. Not many that we can talk about on this podcast. Let's get back to the football side of this podcast, though, because we're recording after the trade deadline has expired in the NFL. The Jets, hey, to talk about teams that are all in, the Jets are all out, baby. They are all out. They are. They're like, all right, I'm going to head out of here. They're the SpongeBob meme because the Jets today dealing Sauce Gardner to the Colts, and then a couple hours later, not even, dealing Quinn Williams to the Dallas Cowboys and getting a crap ton. I believe it is a metric crap ton of picks in the process. They got 2 first-round picks and a receiver for Sauce Gardner, and then another first-round pick for Quinn Williams. I'll just start with you, Nick, our resident NFL.com talent writer. What the hell, man?
More than
Sean,
that for Quinn and Williams.
Yeah, they did. They got Mozzie Smith, a second-round pick, and a first-round pick for Quinn Williams.
Which is the
27
Cowboys and not
first-round
the
pick.
Packers, right?
I believe so, yeah. Because
From the Parsons trade.
they sent another 27 first-round pick to the Jets, which
It is
I believe is the
their
Cowboys.
pick, yeah.
Okay, so I swear this is all going to make sense, but stay with me here. Sean, do you remember, since we're talking about our past, do you remember when
I'm scared.
we had a couple of, not we as in you, but like me and my roommates had a couple of banger parties on College Street in like 2012.
Yeah.
And the cops came, and I ended up having to do community service for getting tickets for these parties. Remember that? Okay.
What?
Yeah.
Do you remember where I went to do my community service?
I don't, actually.
Okay, so I went to
This
the
is the
Habitat.
first time I'm thinking about, your troubles
Yeah.
with the law in a long time.
Back when I was a criminal, yeah. I ended up taking the
You
ticket for
you
my
weren't
my
even
roommates.
at those. You weren't. By the way, you weren't even like at half of those parties. You were working at the Akron Beacon Journal at the time.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
you
but
just took the fall.
I was the youngest one in the house, and I was the only one responsible enough to take the ticket, so that we wouldn't all get evicted. But so I did my community service at the Habitat for Humanity Restore, which was a place where you could. It was kind of like a Goodwill, but there were also like building supplies and materials, and they would like build houses for, unfortunate individuals or less fortunate individuals, right? So I spent like most of my time lacquering baseboards. Like I've never lacquered so much wood in my life than I did it over those 24 hours or 22 hours worth of community service that I had to do over winter break. The Jets have essentially decided on the back end of these deals that they are the Habitat for Humanity Restore because they've accepted 2 former top picks, like day 1, day 2 picks from 2 teams, as well as a bunch of capital, first round picks and so on and so forth. But they've taken 2 players that their teams were very happy to move on from because they'd been massive disappointments. One being Mozzie Smith, the defensive tackle from the Cowboys, who basically was playing into the 3rd and 4th quarter of preseason games because that's how poorly he'd played and just hadn't lived up to expectation. And they also got A.D. Mitchell from the Colts, a receiver who was very good at Texas, who never really was able to crack the lineup. And when he did see the field, he tended to make some pretty bad mistakes.
That was
And
the Rams game?
Yes, exactly, this year. That game in itself would capture his tenure with the Colts. Both talented, both needed new homes, changes of scenery. That is the Jets in 2025. They say, you know what? We need to turn it over a little bit of a reset button, getting rid of Sauce Gardner and the money that goes with his contract, getting rid of Quinn Williams and the money with his contract, save ourselves some cap space. Let's get a bunch of high-value draft capital and 2 first-round picks and a second-round pick, and let's get 2 guys that we think they could be those baseboards that just need a little bit of lacquering in the back room, right? Those could be used for the new home that we're constructing right now. So, yeah, I brought that all together there. You like that?
That's really wild.
That is bravo, sir. So is Aaron Glenn now responsible for just lacquering,
Aaron Glenn is
unwanted
like the
football
old
players?
Aaron Glenn is the old dude back there with like the beard that was, ripping cigs while I was lacquering, baseboards, basically.
Lacquer
By the end, he
flammable?
kind of. At first, I showed up and he's like, "What are you rascal? You 20-year-old? Got to come do community service, huh? What did you do wrong?" By the end, he's like, "You're a good egg, good apple there, kid." No, I don't know. Hopefully, I have a feeling that the Jets were just like, we suck. We're not going anywhere. It's not worth spending this money on these guys. It's not like Sauce and Quinnen are old, but I feel like it was probably worthwhile to get high value capital in exchange for the contracts that came with them. So, yeah, I mean, that's I haven't seen a team be this hard of a seller at the deadline in a while. I thought the Dolphins might be one of those teams. They were not. They did trade Jalen Phillips. They did trade Jalen Phillips on Monday to the Philadelphia Eagles, but they got a third-round pick back for him. By the way, Eagles, once again, being buyers, they took a flyer on Jair Alexander. They added Jalen Phillips in a deal. The Ravens got busy. They added Draymond Jones, a lower-level trade yesterday. Cowboys, Jerry Jones talking about doing some business. He went on radio yesterday and said, we have a trade. We've made a trade. You're not going to hear about it yet, but we've made a trade. They made 2 trades today. Mm-hmm. One being the one I think Jerry was alluding to, which was the Logan Wilson deal. That is a linebacker who is 29 years old, who was once a standout player for the Cincinnati Bengals. Probably doesn't fit in their new defensive coordinator, Al Golden's system, which is funny because their defense is the worst in the league, but sure, whatever. Worth a 7th-round flyer for the Cowboys, who need bodies. And then, of course, they make the Quinnen Williams deal. So anything here shocking, because we do have more trades to get to, you guys.
Yeah. Katie?
I was a little shocked that Breece Hall didn't move.
Yes.
And I wonder how much more he hates that he's there now that his team has gotten so much worse in one day.
Yes. Well, worse defensively especially, yeah.
Right, but that is a team that needs all the help they can get, and that's just a hard one to pull up your bootstraps and go to work every day for a team like that already.
Well, he apparently was requesting a trade up to the deadline, but they didn't move him. I do want to ask you guys, the Jets get 2 first-round picks, a 2026, 2027 first-round pick from Indianapolis for Sauce Gardner. Now, amazing rookie season. Has kind of tapered off a little bit. This season, he's having a good season. You call it. I mean, you would call it that because he hasn't given up more than 2 passes completed to any single receiver he has covered in a game this season. So, but 2 first-round picks, that's whoa.
They got a haul back for him.
Yeah,
they fleeced the Colts.
I was going to say,
I'm confidently standing on that right now. Yes, 2 first-round picks and A.D. Mitchell. Yeah.
I hate to say, there's a winner and a loser, and because we're not going to see how this trade plays out for a long time. The Jets could very well be losers, but I at least think it's worth discussing. Did the Colts overpay for Sauce Gardner?
I would say yes.
Again, we won't know for a while, but I just love the Colts pushing all their chips into the center like this. Chris Ballard is someone that he loves to hold on to his draft picks, and I just was really impressed that they went for it. Really?
Losing to Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers will do that to you.
I don't think it really was connected to that as much as because that game was defined by turnovers, which we can get to that. I think Chris Ballard just had a change of heart because Chris Ballard almost got fired last year. And if they're going to capitalize on this great start that they've had, they need to do it now. I thought they'd be in the market for a corner. I didn't think they'd be in the market and be willing to give up 2 first-round picks for a corner like Sauce Gardner.
It's their biggest weakness, though, and now you have arguably a superstar in that position. I don't see any holes in that team anymore. Why not? You're tied for the best record in the AFC, and the AFC, everyone around them just isn't as good as we're used to seeing. I love that they did this, even if it's just for this year and it turns out not to work out. At least they're going for it.
I mean, even when the Steelers brought in Minkah Fitzpatrick from Miami a couple of years ago, they only gave up 1 first-rounder. So I'm kind of floored. Whoa, that's a lot to pay. At the same time, so the Jets got 2 first-rounders from Indy. They got a first and a second from Dallas for Quinnen Williams. So the Jets are going to have 2 first-round picks this year, 2 second-round picks this year, 3 first-round picks next year.
That's wild.
That's not just a lot of. That's a lot of draft capital. That is a lot of draft capital.
Is Aaron Glenn still going to be there for when all these come to fruition?
Wondering. You hire this new coach you have all this belief in, and you blow it up and say, okay, well, we're going to rebuild because clearly you don't have the quarterback of the future in Justin Fields. So is Aaron Glenn going to be Is he going to be there to build this?
That's usually the saying, is that when you trade star players for draft capital, you're trading and acquiring for the next regime or the next coach, and you're not going to be the coach for that. I would like to think actually that a deal like this suggests that ownership understands that there is a long-term plan in place. Now, of course, you have to execute in the draft. I also feel like the Jets were just in this spot 3 years ago, where they won the draft and the X, Y, and Z, everything's going well for them, and then here they are again. But as such a deal at this time suggests that ownership understands that this is going to be a multi-year process, and they will have the patience. Now, in New York, that changes, and in the NFL, that tends to change if the product looks like it's getting worse and worse. You have to show some sort of improvement, whether it's minimal or significant, sometimes week to week or year to year. And that's the part that's unsolved, and again, you have to hit on those picks. But at minimum, right now, they have the capital to move wherever they want to get a quarterback, and suddenly the Browns are no longer in the catbird seat to move up to get their quarterback if they want one.
Words that I never imagined myself using in the offseason, but you simply cannot afford to waste Daniel Jones in his prime.
Touche. Touche.
What universe are we in right now?
You know what? You also can't afford to waste Sam Darnold in his prime. And the Seahawks aren't, because we had a pair of receivers getting traded today as well. How you like that segue? Yeah.
That's
Seahawks, they go out and get Rashid Shaheed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I'm trying to remember. And then, yes, and then it was the Jags who got Jacoby Myers. Sorry, I wanted to make sure that I got that right. Yes. The Saints sent Shaheed to Seattle, and Las Vegas sent Jacoby Myers to the Jags. Jags. Good for Seattle. Good for Jacksonville, I guess. I just feel like, I texted you guys this, I feel like Jacksonville is where receivers go to die. I do
agree with that.
We get like big name / kind of, number 2 receivers that go to Jacksonville to be number 1 receivers, and it just never works out.
Shark.
Calvin Ridley.
Marquise Lee's career ended there. There's another one I'm forgetting. Yeah.
But like, come on.
I feel like Ridley leaving actually pissed them off. I feel like that he should have stayed, which in hindsight, obviously. But yeah, I mean, Jacoby Myers is in a contract year. He wants a new deal. He wants to go play for a contender. The Raiders are not a contender. They can get something back for him. If they're not going to re-sign him, they're not going to re-sign him. You sell. You sell and you get something back for him. It's as simple as that.
Let's talk about the Rashid Shaheed trade, though, because our resident Seahawks fan over here, Katie, I mean, you got to like this move. You really do.
I didn't like it. I loved it. I'm a big fan of Shaheed, and it's so funny because we're coming off a game where we watched Sam Darnold cook the Commanders with Torrey Horton and Cody White and Arroyo. Like, it's so... And because they don't even have Cooper Kupp right now. But as soon as you have JSN, Cooper Kupp, Rashid Shaheed, like, this team is so stacked. And Greg Rosenthal tweeted this, and I couldn't agree more that I already thought this was one of the best teams in the NFC, and then they just go out and get better. Like, I just don't see any weaknesses on this Seahawks team, and I feel very energized and very excited.
You should,
I think this only happened last night, but just to give you a little peek behind the curtain inside the mind of where I am on Tuesdays. I can't remember if we talked about this being a possibility. I think Greg mentioned it in passing that this could be a pairing that he could see. I thought Shaheed might be a good candidate for the Bills to stretch the field, but it is a move that makes sense for a Seahawks team that, I mean, their running game is inconsistent, but otherwise, like, they look like one of the better.
It's good enough, though, and their offensive line is good. Like, it's
especially with Cooper
Sam
Kupp on the
playing
mend,
so well
and
that
like,
they don't need to be special in the run game.
Yes, and Torrey Horton is, he had a nice game on Sunday night, obviously, and I actually really like him. But I think adding that piece gives you another option, really fills out the receiving core, and a defense that's ascending. It's all kind of coming together. Yeah, I would agree. I was going to go somewhere with that, and now I completely forget where I was going, and that is perfecly fine with me.
That's okay. Are there any other deadline trades that we need to talk about, Nick?
God, I don't think so. I think we covered most. You got the earthquake creator. The Browns trading Joe Tryon-Shoyinka in a 7th rounder for a 6th rounder. You can't forget that one. You can't forget that.
I will say, our sports reporter down here in Tampa, he texted me in our group chat, and he was like, "Was Joe Tryon-Shoyinka any good with the Bucks? We don't have a pass rush in Chicago. He's a Bears fan." And my boss and I were both like, "No, they could not get rid of him fast enough." Joe Tryon-Shoyinka was the living embodiment of Jason Light can't draft an edge rusher. Jason Light can do a lot of things really well and has, but he cannot somehow
took him way too early
edge rusher.
Yeah.
So no, that was just like Jason Light saw him at practice every day. Like, God, why can't you be better? So, no. And so he's like, well, it's okay. The Bears don't have a pass rush anyway. And I texted him back and I said, you still don't have a pass rush.
This was a very busy deadline. This is way busier than I think we anticipated it to be. And, I mean, I'm glad we're past it now. But
I love a good trade deadline.
I am shocked that the Dolphins didn't sell more pieces.
I didn't think Waddle would still be there.
I thought that Jalen Phillips was only the first of many to get moved, and maybe they couldn't get a deal that was worth it. And I'm also surprised that the Bills didn't go try to get a receiver. I think the weird thing about the NFL trade deadline is that because this is a sport that is played with one game per week, a lot of these decisions end up getting made like, oh, how did you play last week? Oh, we'll be fine. Like, the Bills beat the Chiefs on Sunday and looked the best they've looked all year. So I was like, we don't need to make a move. We'll be good. That'll totally happen every game the rest of the year, and especially in the AFC divisional round or maybe the conference championship game. Totally. So I think that there were some teams that we probably thought were going to be movers and shakers that were not. But the dust has settled. We can now see a clear path forward, and it is up to us to lock our hands together and take that walk. I don't know.
Sauce Gardner was the biggest surprise to me. That one just wasn't on my radar at all. And I was thinking about it. Don't the Colts play in overseas this week?
Aren't they? They do. They are. Falcons, Colts. 9:30 a.m. Eastern on Sunday, November 9th. I don't know if that's the Madrid game or the Berlin game.
I feel like it's the Berlin game.
There we go. That'll do.
Well, Nick, as we look forward, let us also look back to the week that was in the NFL.
Okay, so as you set this up, I'm going to take my headphones out because I'm hot. Okay? I got to take this hoodie off. So continue.
Okay.
Whoa. It's the moves. Oh my God. He's done this before. Nick has clearly done this before. Whoa. Woo! We got a little hair, too. We got a little chest hair. Yeah.
This is why it pays to watch us on YouTube.
This podcast is free, ladies. This podcast is free.
Man. This could be for everyone.
Yeah, true.
John?
Yes.
Oh, now we have two sleeveless folks, finally.
Damn,
rip off your sleeves
today. Yeah. It's my favorite shirt, man. All right, while Nick was taking off his shirt, let's go back.
Evergreen statement.
Let's go back to Week 9 in the NFL. Let's start with the Patriots because the Pats have won 6 in a row. They're sitting up there at 7-2, sole possession of first place in the AFC East. The Bills thought that they had that division in a stranglehold. Not so fast, my friend, a la Lee Corso. Drake May looking good. Not his best game. It wasn't their best game either against the Falcons. But, hey, by hook or by crook, if it takes the Falcons missing a PAT to win, whatever. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than it is to be good.
I've never heard that before.
I feel like that's a Seanism. I feel like I've heard that from him before. All I hear in my head right now is Ted Nugent's Stranglehold. I got you in a stranglehold, baby.
What haven't you heard before? What
by hook or by crook?
Oh, yeah.
Ted, is that you?
I would have to be completely sure.
Let's bang on.
And also be the owner of some conspiracy theories and other things. Sean has a few Seanisms. My favorite one was when we were talking about Charles Leclerc, and he said, "Let me take it down a couple of pages." And I remember Katie being like, "Isn't it pegs? Like
pegs?"
Yeah.
I unfortunately just have this thing where like I say a phrase, but I mess it up almost every time, and then I just kind of go with it. Like I mess up one word and take it from another phrase. So I guess that's what makes it a Seanism is I can't speak. Well, I don't know.
I love it. Works for me.
Anyway, back to the Patriots. They beat the Falcons in a close one. Falcons made it closer in the fourth quarter. Patriots kind of had a stranglehold on the game. In the second half, they had a 10-point lead going into the fourth quarter and kind of let the Falcons make it interesting. Actually, it should have been a tie game, but Parker Romo missed the game-tying PAT and lost his job this week as a result. That's
the second game this season the Falcons have lost because of a missed field goal or PAT.
And they're now on their third kicker.
Week 1 against the Bucs.
Young Wei Koo spins.
I wouldn't have said goodbye to Young Wei Koo if it were me. Just saying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Katie's
move on from kickers way too fast.
I agree.
Katie,
Let's
you're
discuss.
a ride or die.
I'm kidding.
With Youngway, yeah.
Yeah, no, you're just a ride or die. You give people, you say, you know what, it's okay, pick you up. I still believe in you. You're not as quick to pull the trigger as some of these GMs are in the end. You wouldn't
a loyal
have traded
person,
Sauce
sometimes
Gardner.
to a fault.
Yes, there you go. See, and this is at the point in the show where you go, like this. All right, yeah, there we go. Anyway, yeah, the Patriots still look good. Drake May still looks excellent. I actually just watched that game earlier today. Pop Douglas had a great day. Less than 24 hours after his uncle was shot and killed, which was made for a unfortunately heartwarming story. He had 4 catches for 100 yards and a touchdown reception. Stephon Diggs had one of the more impressive catch and run touchdowns you're going to see because he caught the ball basically at the hash and ended up diving for the pylon, and all this happened inside the 10-yard line, which was very fun to watch.
With his girlfriend Cardi B sitting next to Robert Kraft.
Weird
Robert
combo.
Kraft, man. No, Robert
pairing,
Kraft's
man.
got the juice, man. Robert
What
Kraft
a
got
pairing.
Meek Mill out of prison. He's hanging out with Cardi B. He's got the sauce, okay? He's got the juice.
I'm going to shut my mouth on that one.
I was about to say, there's some low-hanging fruit there, and I'm not going to take it.
I'm not picking it.
Nope. No.
I was trying to give you guys I'm just saying. Yeah, so the Patriots still a good football team, still look good. Bills look good as well. They beat the Chiefs in
It was one of those weird weeks, though, in the NFL because first of all, I mean, the Bears-Bengals game, just
Oh my god.
chaos.
what 47-42, the Bears win on a 58-yard touchdown with 17 seconds to go.
Should have been about a 20-yard completion.
It wasn't a couple of weeks ago. Katie was making a case for Joe Flacco to be MVP, kind of jokingly, but also kind of not jokingly.
Fully 1,000% joking. It was the day he was traded. You think I was serious about Joe Flacco that day?
Kind of, just a little bit.
Serious?
A little bit.
I mean, now I'm serious about it.
Yeah,
but
now
then I
because
wasn't.
he looked like an MVP.
There it is.
Joe Flacco
Let's
looked
do
elite.
blower here.
Is Joe Flacco still elite?
No.
He looked elite. He looked elite, Nick.
Yeah, you know who's not elite? The Bengals defense.
No.
Ugh.
Yeah. Look, okay, we should I think we just flew over the most important part of that game. The Bengals were down 41-27 with 4.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. They scored to make it 41-35. Shout out to the 2-point conversion on a Noah Fant touchdown pass from 23 yards out with 1:43 and no timeouts and got the onside kick. Remember the onside kick, which never gets converted? They got it. They
converted it.
They went right down the field. 6 plays, 57 yards. Andre Yoshivas from 9 yards out. Joe Flacco again. Touchdown.
Elite.
Bengals up by 1. And they only needed to prevent the Bears from scoring inside the final minute, and they couldn't even do it for 45 seconds. Colston
man.
Loveland, 58 yards out. Caleb Williams, catch and run. Jordan Battle, worst tackling attempt you'll see. Just tries to throw a shoulder and knocks him off of the other defender nearby. Loveland takes off to the house. Bears win 47-42.
So bad for Jamar Chase sitting on the sidelines. There's a shot of him, just his head in his hands. What more? It's not even, what more do you want this offense to do? They put up 42 points. What more do you want them to do?
Joe Flacco threw for a career-high 470 yards.
That was his first ever 400-yard passing game.
He's 40 years old. He did flirt with it. I think he had a 397 game with the Browns one time. But
So many good years ahead of him. He's just. Also, we don't want to waste Joe Flacco in his prime.
that's what we call an in-episode callback. Great job, Katie. Bengals defense stinks. Their offensive players are so pissed off that they're actually openly criticizing them now in the
Who was
post game.
that? Chase Brown?
Yeah.
Oh, my Canadian king.
And Jamar Chase was also like, just get a stop.
I'm staying in
what's
my
going through your
lane.
mind?
Just get a stop.
He's like, just get a stop. And they're like, so, do you criticize them? He's like, I'm going to stay in my lane. He said, I don't want them coming to me and I don't want one of those defensive guys coming and talking to me about my shit or something like that.
Jamar Chase with some all-time quotes this season. You also had the Panthers.
What kind of dog was it?
You also had the Panthers beat the Packers. The Panthers are 5-4.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh, that's the biggest upset of the week. And I'm like, okay, yeah, but they're
it was.
also can be competitive. The Packers played with their food for a half, and they couldn't convert on key downs, and the Panthers, Rico Dowdle. Another good game for Rico Dowdle.
The double pump was penalized, and we all know it's supposed to be the triple pump that gets called.
It's supposed to be.
And it cost them the extra point.
And Katie, I think you intentionally used penalized there.
I did not.
We're just going to leave that.
But the universe just made it.
Yep.
Look.
Yep.
Good Charlotte once said, shake it once, that's fine. Shake it twice, that's okay. He was only on 2 pumps.
Finish that, Sean. Finish that, Sean. Go ahead.
Shake it 3 times, you're getting flagged again.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
They even asked Dave Canales about it afterwards, and he was a good sport. He was like, yeah, apparently anything with that kind of motion, guns, they're going to call that at all. But we need to get Keegan-Michael Key on the case, and maybe he can, shed some light on it. So he was at least having fun with it, but that was so stupid. That's supposed to be 3 pumps.
3 pumps. It was very clearly 2 pumps,
man.
and he had all the observers standing around watching him.
Now, hold up.
Pumps.
Now, are we counting all the pumps collectively? Because he had everyone else on the offense pumping at the same time. So if we are using math and multiplication, it was way over the 2-pump limit.
I don't subscribe to that math. No, I don't accept that.
I can tell you, Sean, I think the combined number of pumps would be a lot more satisfactory for those receiving the pumps than the 2 pumps that were delivered by Rico Dowdle. I'll just tell you that. And it looks like everybody went home unhappy. So,
Jesus Christ.
Including Packers fans.
I don't think that was that big of an upset, if I'm honest. The Panthers were spicy this year, especially with their run game, and Bryce Young's looking a lot better. They have Ted McMillan, and then the Packers are so, matchup dependent, I feel like. The Packers
Panthers.
Can be...
They're spicy kitties.
They are spicy kitties.
Katie, I think you're right, but I think what's most important in this moment in our show is let the record show that in the 86 episodes in the history of the Gridiron podcast, this was the first in which Katie Caldwell was the one to put us back on the tracks.
Unbelievable.
Right? I know.
The adult in the room. Shocking.
The first time in my life.
Shocking.
On and off the
the
pod.
adult?
I'm never the adult in the room.
No, definitely not. Other 2 upsets of the week were the Vikings upsetting the Lions 27-24, and the Steelers taking down the Colts. The previously 7-1 Colts 27-20. God, why do I have to be at the adult in the room now?
I was one time.
You're both going the wrong direction.
No, not on my screen.
Other hand, Katie. Just do the other hand.
There you go.
Yeah, we're back, baby.
We are so back.
Internalize the anger. Internalize the anger. I will turn this podcast
And you
around.
love us, I fear. I'm sorry, but you do.
If you keep doing this, I will turn this podcast right around.
Okay, Dad.
Does that mean we're not getting McDonald's?
We have McDonald's at home.
No, we don't. It's not the same.
Which game do you guys want to do next,
6
guys?
turnovers. They sacked Daniel Jones 5 times.
I would like to avoid talking about this entirely because it's not an upset. It's just that the Colts failed the test and the Steelers proved that, hey, our defense is not as bad as we thought it was. I will say that one of our loyal listeners did jump in my Twitch chat yesterday and asked, are we going to receive a return of the man, the myth, the owner of the parking chair himself, Yinzer Bob, to discuss this game? And I feel like it's due.
Well, I thought we weren't talking about this game.
No, but not without you.
sunglasses on.
Not
We
without
don't need
Yinzer
to
Bob.
talk about it. There's one
You
person that we trust
don't need
to talk
it.
about it.
We need your friend with the accent and the
Okay.
thing for icy light and Permanis and the parking chair and coleslaw and I'm out of Pittsburgh things. He's a fan of
The Steelers.
the Allegheny Incline. Oh, no, the Duquesne Incline. Worshers. Imp and Arn.
You and I can never be left alone with this podcast.
So, Katie, how was your weekend?
Next question.
So, Katie, how was your Tuesday?
Actually, a busy NFL day. It was nice that we had things to talk about.
Can we talk about your shirt for a second to draw people to YouTube real quick?
Oh, sure. It's
Gays bring a run
I
the
went
damn
up too
ball
high.
shirt.
We saw that I'm wearing pajama pants, like I do every single podcast. But yeah, the principle
I'm wearing
is,
gym shorts.
oh wow, look at Sean's gonna come back being like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
He's like, what am I looking at? Wow, that was a quick outfit change. I mean, hello, Yinzer Bob.
Wow,
Hey,
you
how
must
you
have been at the
guys
door.
doing?
Hi, Yinzer Bob. What a pleasure
not
to
as
have you
good as you.
back.
Oh, thank you, guys. Happy to be back. What's up?
Oh, you got yourself some new sunglasses. Those are a little too fashionable for you, I think, Yinzer Bob.
Well, Nick, it's
steampunk.
called fashion. You guys might want to look it up one day. Maybe wear some sleeves. Okay, this is a podcast. It's fancy.
We were showing off our fashion to the listeners while you were answering the door. So, Yinzer Bob, what was your biggest takeaway from the gigantic win over the Colts on Sunday?
I tell you guys what, I was down there at Heinz, still Heinz to me, and all of a sudden I'm on my fourth or fifth icy light, and I'm walking up on the stadium, and there's all these guys saying a little prayer around the parking spot, and I'm like, oh, what's going on over there? We praying for a win today? So I go on over, I say the mother, the father, and hey, there's a coffin there. I'm like, oh my God, it's a funeral here, guys. Someone actually died. No. Casket was empty, black and gold casket. They're having a funeral for the defense. They're holding the funeral for our defense while TJ Watt's still kicking and breathing. And you know what? I admit, I said a little prayer. I said a little prayer for the defense. I said, just don't give up 30 points today. And what happens? 5 sacks on Daniel Jones. 6 takeaways. Thank you very much. Close that casket. Defense ain't dead yet.
Did you light a candle before? I would like to know what your prayer was. Who did you pray to?
Good question.
Did you pray to Myron Cope? Did you pray to I think Jack Lambert? Any of those individuals? I ran out of ideas because I couldn't remember who was dead and who was alive.
Well, I'll tell you, I prayed to the ghost, even though he's still alive, but I prayed to the meanness of James Harrison, hoping that he could instill some power in that defense. They were celebrating the 20th anniversary of the Super Bowl 40 win in Detroit, and everyone was on hand, and I tell you what, they look like some James Harrisons running out there.
Yinzer Bob, within your division, the Baltimore Ravens are starting to look a little more like the Ravens that we're used to seeing. How confident do you feel about your division win?
I tell you
with
what,
75-year-old Aaron Rodgers.
I don't like that you got some purple lights on behind you. I just don't like purple. Nah, I don't mess around with purple.
For those listening, Katie just put up the
I
horns.
don't know. The Ravens are still the Ravens. Let me know when Lamar Jackson wins a playoff game, all right? I can't win the postseason. Until we get there, I'm not going to worry about them.
I believe he did 2 years ago over the Houston Texans.
I don't recognize that.
Actually, let me know when Mike Tomlin wins a playoff game in Pittsburgh, Yinzer Bob. Isn't that the whole reason you guys are pissed off at the Steelers?
Hey,
Great
I
question,
did not
Nick.
come on this podcast. I came here as a favor to my buddy Sean. I'm not here to get hassled by you guys, Yin's guys.
Can you tell me more about your relationship with Sean? How did you guys meet?
He's gonna crack.
Can you tell us that story in detail?
Sean's a real good guy because we were both in line down in a strip at Penn Matco. If you know, you know. And I was like number 982 in line, and he had to go, and he gave me his ticket, and he was number 3 in line. So Sean's a good guy. I didn't have to wait for an hour and a half for my Parmesan.
Why did he have to leave?
Yeah, he did not say.
Did he have to go retrieve his parking chair? Is that what was going on here? What was going on?
I think he had to mess around here with you guys.
Oh, okay, that tracks, and we
We're
do
grateful
take
for
up a
that.
lot of his time. Yinzer Bob, where do you believe the Steelers'
that
season is ultimately headed?
Here we go.
Oh,
Steelers.
God.
Here we go.
Oh,
Pittsburgh's going to the Super Bowl. Here we go. Thank you, guys. I gotta go.
That's all for me,
mic
thanks.
drop. Mic drop, Yinzer Bob. Shout out to Papa Popper for requesting the return of Yinzer Bob. I don't know how he has such control over a local Pittsburgher.
Wait, I had someone reach out to me on Instagram asking if Yinzer Bob would be making an appearance, and it wasn't Papa Popper. So we had 2 separate listeners.
Oh my
Request
God,
Yinzer
that
Bob.
means people do care about us.
Maybe not us, but Bob, they do care about. We know.
No. Well, I'd be in last place. It goes Bob, Katie, Sean, 10 yards of shit, me. But,
I'm second after Bob. That's so nice.
Duh.
Sean,
Welcome back, Sean.
I cannot believe you missed it. Next time you answer the door, just come and sit behind him and be in the interview as well.
I should. It should be Yinzer Bob and myself on
couldn't
camera
agree
at the
more.
same time. I feel like that would be fun for the viewers.
I didn't know you and Bob met at a strip club.
No, Katie, please. The strip, not a strip club. My gosh. Tell me she's never been to
She had the one in
Pittsburgh.
the tuck. She was ready to go. All right, I think we're done with the NFL.
It's our produce and meat packing plant area. Katie, cheese, relax.
Meat packing, I'm sure.
Not gonna say anything about that either, friends.
Yeah.
I'm the adult in the room for one episode.
And one episode only. All right, let's switch gears to F1. Because speaking of cars, I gotta go pick mine up at the body shop before they close in an hour. So we're going
Somebody
to Brazil
hit you?
this week. No, I just had a bad starter.
And you took it to the bot. Never mind. Okay, continue. They don't replace starters at body shops, Sean. Okay, continue.
Okay, well, I don't know why you had to call me out like that. I took it to a car fixer-upper place. I don't know, man. All right.
I took it to the car store. Okay, let's continue.
All right, switching gears to F1. We're going to Brazil, Sao Paulo. 4 races left, 2 sprint races left, and we got one this weekend. And Katie is so excited because she loves sprint races.
I love sprint races. They're not pointless at all.
Well, not this season.
totally
They're not.
believe
Because
you.
let me remind you of where we are in the driver's standings. Lando Norris, after his win last week, he is now 1 point ahead of his teammate Oscar Piastri with 357 points. Then back in third, Max Verstappen with 321 points. And George Russell still mathematically alive with 258 points.
That's the funniest thing in the world to me, that he's somehow still in it.
Like yabba dabba doo.
So is that car.
George Russell is still alive in the Drivers' Championships, only 99 points back. I don't know if you guys saw the weather report for this weekend in Brazil.
No.
There is 3 straight days of rain forecasted, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I think it's like a better than 60% chance each of those 3 days. I think on Sunday it's the lowest, and I think it's like a 60% chance. So rain is going to play a factor in something, whether it is sprint qualifying, the sprint race qualifying, or the actual race itself. This is going to be a spicy weekend, as Katie
That
would
just
say.
changed my podium predictions.
Oh,
Me too.
There we go. Want to get right into podium predictions then?
Let's lead with that, and then we can just talk about a few things as a whole. Because I put this in the doc. I was really surprised about the second place constructor standings and how close that was. So I'd like to talk about that too. I think it's interesting.
And you even included the current standings in the doc, Katie. God, what a great producer you are.
Phenomenal. Oh, yeah, it is actually kind of getting spicy. Look at that.
Isn't that wild? Nobody. I
love
feel
how,
like I haven't heard a lot of people talk about that.
I wonder why.
Why?
Because it's second place, and we have a driver's championship to figure
Yeah,
out.
because there's 3 drivers. I mean, let's be honest,
Still
3 drivers
interesting.
fighting
Come on.
for a title.
Still real to me, damn it. All right, yeah.
Live.
Second
Podium
place.
predictions.
Second place. All right, let's do podium predictions first, and then we'll talk about the second place battle in the Constructors Championship. Katie, go first.
P1, Max Verstappen. P2, George Russell. P3, Lewis Hamilton. Lando and Oscar crashed into each other.
Ooh.
Those bitches are so messy to begin with, and we add some rain to it, with more pressure than they've ever had in their entire lives. That's what I'm going with. Nick is
Nick,
first.
I'm going to need you to pick your jaw up off the floor.
Thanks, guys. Thank you for acknowledging that. Yeah, that's shocking because my podium's going to be much different. I happened to do a quick little Google search to see who won the rain-affected races this year, and can't trust Google AI, but according to Google AI's summary, 2 of the most rain-affected races were won by McLarens. So I'm going to go with...
What was the second one? I know the first one was Australia. What was the second one?
Spa.
Probably could have guessed that one. Spa's always so
Yeah.
It's always raining, yeah, no matter what time of the year they place it. P1. I hate this. No, you know what? Screw that.
He was
P1
gonna say
Oscar
it.
Piastri.
He was gonna say it.
P1 Oscar Piastri. P2 Max Verstappen. And to stand in lockstep with Katie Caldwell herself, Katie Loris Caldwell. Loris. Lewis Hamilton P3.
I love that.
Yeah.
Nick, you want it. This is the podium you want. I don't think this is what you actually think is going to happen.
So I can lead with my heart sometimes. I usually don't do it, so why not
but
today?
What was your actual
sue us?
podium prediction? I'm curious. What was the actual podium prediction?
That's for me to know and you to never find out. I don't kiss and tell, Sean. Okay? Pillow talking doesn't happen in this vertical box that you see on the screen.
I do kiss and tell. I just haven't kissed anyone lately.
Oh, okay.
That's all for me, thanks.
At least we know the requirement to then receive the tell part. So you have to kiss first. Okay, all right.
Sean, who are your podium predictions?
Because I'm going to go P1 Lando Norris. I think he's just kind of, his form as of late has been really good. He seems like whatever he was in his own head with, it seems like he's out of it now, and he's driving freer and just better.
Watch that space.
He also says he turned off the timing when he's qualifying now. So he doesn't know who's in front of him, who's behind him. He doesn't know what he needs to hit. He is literally just going out there and driving. I love
Shocked
that.
He didn't do that earlier.
Like I love that because he's literally just like, I'm just shutting up and putting my foot down.
I'd run a lap and then I'd be like, how far off am I? And they're like, actually, you're P1. I'd be like, cool. All right. They're like, you're P3. How far off? 0.3. Okay. All right. And then
2
that's
years
it.
ago.
Like,
2 years ago in NASCAR at Martinsville, Ross Chastain had this insane move at Martinsville where he literally just ran his car into the wall on the final lap and used the wall to slingshot himself around the track and wound up in 4th place, thus putting him in the championship 4, beating out Danny Hamlin by like the length of the hood of his car. It was amazing. The move has been outlawed because of a million different reasons. But before he made that move, he got on the radio and said, I'm just going to put my foot down until I see God or the checkered flag. And I feel like that's kind of the energy that Lando Norris is racing with right now. He is just putting his foot down and driving. So I'm going to go Lando Norris P1 because he did win Australia. He is good in the rain usually. I'm going to go P2. Man, Brazil is such a McLaren track, I feel like. So I'm going to go P2 with Oscar Piastri, then P3, Max Verstappen. I don't know if he'll start P3, but just if it is a wet weather race, that's going to be difficult for that Red Bull to catch up to the McLarens or really anybody that isn't in clean air because they won't have DRS. So I'm going to go Lando, Oscar, Max.
Messy stuff happens in rainy races, though.
I know.
And McLaren simply cannot stop losing to themselves, so I'm feeling really hopeful that we're going to get a lot of chaos.
I also want to know, like, who's the best mudder out there this year? Because, like, Haas had a great mudder a couple of years ago. I'm trying to think about who's got the best mudder right now. Like, is it Sauber? Like, who's been good in rain races? I have lost
Lance Stroll
my
is
memory.
weirdly good in rain races.
The only time he's good.
He's got to be good at something.
The only time he's not elite.
Oh yeah, of course. Him and
I
Joe
mean, Lewis
Flacco.
is great in rain races. Like he's probably like the gold standard in rain races. So I mean, like he could absolutely wind up on the podium. And that Ferrari has been very punchy lately. So, but I mean, at this point, Oscar has to make a move here. Like he has to do something this weekend because he's falling behind too much now. So. Yeah, I'll go the 2 McLarens, 1-2, and then Max P3. Let's talk about the second. What are the max points
Max can get this? He can get to 354 this race.
Mm-hmm.
Bad things happen to the McLarens.
So even if both McLarens crashed out, didn't get a single point this week, he would still be in 3rd place.
By 2 points.
By 2 points.
Yes.
Let's go!
Yeah. I'm holding on to whatever hope I have left.
Should be a fun weekend. All right, those are the official Gridiron Podcast podium predictions for the Sao Paolo Grand Prix. We got a second place battle going on in the Constructors Championship, which kind of seemed like a case closed scenario not that long ago. Because I thought it was going to be Mercedes. I mean, from like the first third of the season, it was Mercedes. Clearly the second best car. Now Ferrari's ahead by a point with 356. It's actually kind of funny. Lando Norris has one more point than the 2 Ferraris, which is insane to think about.
That is.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that.
Oscar Piastri himself is tied with Ferrari on points. So you got Ferrari with 356, Mercedes with 355, and Red Bull with 346.
That's so close.
I know. If I had to put money on it, I would probably say Ferrari, just because they have two veteran drivers, right?
Who are going to score points? Like Red Bull's going to score, one driver's going to score, and Yuki's probably going to score a point at best.
Yeah, and then Kimi Antonelli. He's picked it back up here as of late, but I would probably go with Ferrari.
No, this is. I think Charles and Lewis could combine to outscore George Russell.
Yeah,
and I think that alone would give Ferrari the edge. Sorry to douse the spiciness of it, but. That's just. I think we may all be in agreement there. Katie, would you like to play devil's advocate?
No, not in this particular instance. I agree with you. I just wish that second Red Bull wasn't such a trash car. I feel so bad for Yuki. This is why I did not want him to go into that seat, and that's why I don't want Isaac to go into that seat.
It does not seem like Yuki's going to be in that seat next year. Now, he could still be with the team because Red Bull still does so much with Honda. Like, all of their old cars with Honda engines, they still need Honda to run those cars. So Honda could be like, you're keeping our boy in S seat. I don't care if it's Red Bull or if it's in Racing Bulls, but he's staying. I've also heard that Yuki Tsunoda could be heading to IndyCar next year.
No.
Ugh.
I hate that for him.
Yeah. We're not knocking IndyCar, but...
Kind of are.
I am, for sure.
You absolutely are.
There's a reason that Formula One's the premier level of racing in the world. It's a step down.
Yeah, I'm not denying that, but at the same time, he could come over here and win races.
But does he want to do that?
Probably not, but he could be Honda's golden boy in the States here, and I'm kind of hoping it happens so I can interview him on live TV when the season kicks off down here at St. Pete. Because that'd be cool if I could interview both Mick Schumacher and Yuki Tsunoda.
There it is.
Sean's personal motivations rising to the surface.
Oh, don't
Thank
act
you
like you guys wouldn't be jealous.
Just like Sean would have an agenda.
Yeah. He's always got an agenda.
Yeah. All right.
I got nothing.
Yeah, all right. Cool. This has been episode 86, the Heinz Ward episode of the Gridiron Podcast. Seems fitting that we had Yinzer Bob on this podcast. Then, as always, you can find us on social media, because I forgot to do this at the beginning of the podcast. We're on Instagram at Gridiron Pod, and then you can email us at thegridironpodcast3. That's thegridironpodcast3.
Damn those other two.
At gmail.com. Nick, where can they find us on YouTube?
YouTube.com/@gridironpod. It's the same as Instagram. Where can they find us on TikTok, Katie?
Again, I think it's Gridiron Pod, but I've never
just posted there today.
You just posted today
You
on our
guys,
TikTok account.
I'm cute, but I'm not that smart. Fuck.
I will tell them because I'm just going to pull it up now. It
I
is
got it.
at the.gridiron.podcast. Remember, that is at the.gridiron.podcast.
That's not what I was
That's way off.
If you're not familiar with what dots are, they're also known as periods.
Period.
There you go. Period.
For Nick Shook and Katie Caldwell, I'm Sean Barie. This has been episode 86 of the Gridiron Podcast. Anything else to add, guys? Nope? Okay. Good night, Canada, and as always, live life in the fast lane.
Good night, Ray Gun.